Well, this was another Marvel movie. Hi, my name is Charles, and today I'm going to be talking about the new movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, such a long name, and it's directed by one of my favorite directors, Destin Daniel Cretton. I had to be like, how do we say it? What's the order again? But I got it right, I'm pretty sure. But, the movie stars Simu Liu, Awkwafina, the famous, the iconic Tony Leung. I don't know if I said that right, but I'm sorry, baby. I love you. I love you in the mood for love, and I love you in Happy Together and Chungking Express. Love him, love him. But him and also Michelle Yao and Vala Chen, and I cannot pronounce the person who plays Simu Liu's sister in this movie, but yes, that girl too. So going into this, I was like, yes, Asian Marvel movie, an Asian in, a big blockbuster movie, something that, we haven't really seen before. So my mind was just like, as I said, yes, yes, let's do this. But I gotta say, while watching the movie, I just felt very, I don't know, underwhelmed with the movie in general. I'm not saying the movie's bad at all, but at this point with Marvel movies, you have to stand out, and I feel like the only thing that this movie has going for it is that, it's Asians leading this story. I mean, I know there are some really cool action sequences with Simu Liu and like some of the other characters, but overall the story I just felt is been there, done that before with Marvel. Like at the end of the movie, they were like, oh, yes, our village guards this gate, and if the gate is ever open, it will destroy, like, the universe or your reality or blah, blah, blah. And my mind was just like, my god, everyone in the Marvel universe is, like, protecting something that will destroy the world if they don't protect it. So my eyes at that point in the movie, which was at the end, when, they went to the village, Tao Lo, when they went there, they were like, oh, yes, we protect this place. So, this doesn't happen. And my mind was just like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I rolled my eyes because I was like, we really need to be doing some different stories in Marvel movies because it really just feels like the same, especially when it's like the origin story. Once again, I have to say, I had fun watching this movie. It's a nice, good movie, but I just don't think it's pushing the envelope too much or really at all. It feels like, Marvel formula. I just know that Destin Daniel Cretton can do better. I mean, Short Term 12 is his masterpiece. I love Just Mercy. I haven't seen Glass Castle, and yeah, so I've only seen two of his movies, but those two movies together, I'm just like, he has shown that he has a lot of talent, especially when it comes to developing characters. And with Shang-Chi, I just felt like I never really got to know the character, and we got little flashbacks from his past throughout the movie. But even when I knew all the information I knew by the end, my mind said, I still don't really know much about this guy and why I should really be rooting for him, other than that he's like the protagonist of the movie. They really didn't take enough time to set up, Shang-Chi, or Sean as he's known in the movie. He's known as both, but like in the first part of the movie, he's known as Sean, especially to Awkwafina's Katie. But I just think that they didn't establish like enough why we should care for Sean. All I felt like was, oh, he's just like this lovable, goofy guy who's having fun with his friend. And it's like they're just doing their valet job and like living their life, even though they don't have that much money. And yeah, that's why you should like him. And my mind thought, Simu is just not giving enough charismatic energy to make me like him instantly. We need to lay more groundwork for that to happen. The thing is, even though they didn't establish a lot for like some of the characters, not some of them, all the characters, like they gave you information, but it's more that they told you instead of showing you, and you need a show don't tell in movies. But with Awkwafina's Katie, they didn't like show that much about her past or who she was, but with what she had, she was able to, make her character really come to life because Awkwafina is just really naturally charismatic, so I was just drawn to her, and I don't know, I think she just really overshadowed Simu, where she's like always with him throughout the movie, so every time they were together, which was always usually, my mom was like, she's just really overshadowing you because I don't think you're doing that good of a job making yourself stand out, especially since you're the lead. Really, everyone in this movie, down to Ben Kingsley, stood out more than Simu Liu. I mean, Simu only stood out when he was doing his action sequences, but when that wasn't happening, I was like, why would I be hanging around this guy? He just seems so not there. Like, I get his past was traumatic and all that, but like in the first part of the movie when he's with Awkwafina in San Francisco, he's like happy and all that, but I just don't get the sense that he is someone that Awkwafina would be, drawn to. The whole story in the movie of how they met, I was like, that's cute, but if you guys have known each other for that long, how come it doesn't feel like you're closer? Because I felt like Awkwafina was doing more of the heavy lifting in that relationship than, Simu Liu was. At the end of the day, though, I'm really happy that there's, a Marvel hero who's Asian, even though, he's like the kind of Asian that people think is Asian. I would like to see more Southeast Asian representation, but you know what? I'm happy that there's at least some representation of Asians in the Marvel Universe. I mean, there already was with Wong, and he makes an appearance in this movie, but he's just like in the background support for, Doctor Strange. This time we have like Asian characters in the forefront, so that's exciting. But I just hope going forward that, we develop Shang-Chi's character more, because I felt like there could be a lot more done with him. I mean, looking at everyone in the movie, even his sister has a lot more going for her and made me root for her, especially in the end. Like in the end credits, I was like, ooh, she really said, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. If you know Marvel movies, you know their third act is like a CGI slugfest, and this movie was no exception to that. In fact, it was one of the most CGI bloated like fight fests that I've seen in their whole universe. It really was just kind of dulling at a point. At a certain point in the movie, I was like, yeah, this is happening. This is happening. And there's a point in the movie, again, where, like, dragons appear. Not dragons, one singular dragon. And it really became the never-ending story, kind of. I don't know if that thing in the never-ending story was a dragon, but when you watch the movie, you'll know it when you know it. If you've seen the never-ending story, you'll know the moment or moments where it's like, this really does feel like never-ending story with what they're doing right now. Just saying, I didn't like the never-ending story. I recently watched that. Don't get why people like that. Don't get why the kids in Stranger Things Season 3 like that movie. It's a mess. And when I was watching this movie, I was like, oh, this reminds me of never-ending story. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I just felt like it was silly and whew. Ooh. Once again, I have to say that this movie is fun. It's very well made. The people in the movie are doing a good job, and I'm really happy to see Asian representation in the movie. But overall, when it comes to like all the Marvel movies that have come out, this one is just like a little itty bit better than the middle tier movies. Like in my ranking that I'm gonna make eventually, I probably would rank this like a little bit higher in the middle, but not quite in the top. Like it's not in the middle or bottom. It's just like between the middle and top. That's where I would put it. And I don't know, I just felt like this movie could have pushed the envelope more and done better with its storytelling, and Simu Liu could have, acted better, because it's not like his acting was bad. It just felt kind of flat for me. Anyways, you guys, tell me down below in the comments what you thought about this movie. I know a lot of people love this movie, and I'm just like, yes, all that jazz. This movie is good, but when it comes to like a movie in general and also a Marvel movie, I don't think it is pushing the boundaries more than being like, we're going to give you a blockbuster, so enjoy. I feel like why Black Panther did such a good job is because it had more to say, and I don't really think this movie has more to say. It's just giving you like a very simple story, and it's like, there you go, and then here's some action sequences. Not some, there's a lot of action sequences in this movie. So I felt like this movie was more engineered to entertain than, say something and do something really culturally like shifting. So those are just some of my thoughts on the movie. If you want to read what I wrote about it on Letterboxd, I'll leave the review down below in the description like I always do. And hey, if you have a Letterboxd, go follow me, because I'm always watching a movie a day, so I'm always posting something on there, and you can read my opinions and thoughts on movies I watch. Anyways, thank you for coming to my channel and watching this whole review. And yeah, do you believe in Tony Leung supremacy? Because I do. If you guys haven't seen it already, go watch his great movies like In the Mood for Love, Chungking Express, Happy Together, Lust and Caution. I just watched that recently. Blew me away, baby. Blew me away. Whew, my God. The sex scenes in that movie. Whew. I'm getting off track. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I'll see you guys around in the next video if you're around for that. So until then, I'm gonna go now. So yes. Bye.